Okay. All right. All right, folks. Good evening. Welcome. We are here at the home of the Economic Freedom Fighters, CRC. So we just hoping on you. So all you need to do, just share with others. Share with others that will be joining us later. Folks, we are here to talk about the just ended meeting between the President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. President Weah, and the Council of Patriots. As you may be aware today, the President met with them to speak to them in regard to their plight towards the June 7 protesters. So we have the CRC who has a point. He has something to say. So we are here to talk to him. All you need to do is share with others. If you join us, share with others. Tell them that we are about to get in a conversation. This is going to be very, very beautiful because you're going to listen to some things that maybe you never listened to before. We're going to go deep, though we will talk about the protest, but we will go deep. We will talk about politics, you know. He's one of the fire-burning individuals in Liberia when it comes to discussions. He's one of those. So we're going to be talking about Liberian politics, but we will be deep into the June 7 protest. As you may be aware, recently, the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia joined the upcoming protest, that is the pending protest, June 7. They declared their support for the protest, and today he was not a part of it. And today we witnessed a historic meeting between they and the President of the Republic of Liberia. And now a man who declared his support for the coming protest is about to talk about the meeting. What is he going to talk about? That is what we don't know. And we have to come here quickly to come and, ask him. That is our work. We need to go all over and talk to people. We saw a press release that talked about, the meeting where one of their plights that they put forward was about security. And the CRC is one of those who is not really pleased with the meeting. So we have nothing to say. We cannot say what he has in his mind because we don't have all of them. So we thought it was to be here. I'm here with my own friend and brother, Chokon. Chokon is from the he's from Fabric. He's from Fabric, and we are here together. We're going to be talking to the Economic Freedom Fighters. That is the Economic Freedom Fighters leader. So share with others if you want to know about this conversation. You want for them to be a part. It's not good to say this, right? So share with others. Let them get the information. Well, folks, we have at least about 28 persons here. So share. We know more will come. So if you will be joining us later when you come, just join us where you're going to meet us. Wow. Good evening, Honorable CRC.
Well, good evening. I'm very, very excited to be in the midst of the media at this good evening, to express some of the concern we have about, the just ended meeting.
Okay, CRC, how the weekend been? I'm sorry, how the holiday? That is the Unification Day. I know you unify with others today.
Well, we send out happy unification messages, to our members and ordinary Liberians and some permanent people in our society, so that we find, at least a day to talk about unity, because we can't continue to talk about politics. We need to talk about unity, because the nation that is divided, a pause to self-destroy. Nations that are together is pause, to move forward. So we have to do this, and we did that very well today. Extending, greetings to family members, friends, members of the Economic Freedom Fighters, and as well as the general public. So I'm grateful again. Like I said, I'm grateful to be here with you.
I know you use the Unification Day to unify with the president. Did you?
Well, I don't want to believe so. Like I said, there is no personal issue between me and the president. I think there's policy difference. I think we have fundamental disagreement on the way the president is proceeding with the governance of the country, the way leaders of our country are undermining the economic life of the people. So I think it is fundamentally policy difference that we have. So it cannot be personal issues. So therefore, let me say to the president, happy Unification Day.
Wow! All right, congratulations to you. Though you guys were not Victoria, but I know you came from 25 to 44 seats in the South African election.
I think what happened in South Africa is very, very historic. There's a 70% growth in the EFF in South Africa, and we're proud of what our colleagues achieved in South Africa, coming down from 25 seats in Parliament to 44 seats in Parliament. And I think that was a very exciting growth in the EFF in South Africa, and we has already extended our congratulatory message to them, and we're proud of what they did. They can look forward to us, the EFF, in the future, emulating our example in South Africa, making governance much more practical, because what is in Liberia is not governance. It's a group of commercial people coming together to call themselves government officials. So we will only be bringing real governance to the table a few years from now, when the EFF shall have been given the opportunity to enter parliament. We're going to see the family.
We hope to see that coming.
It's going to be very, very exciting, and Liberians will see what they call governance.
Okay, we hope to see that history coming. All right, CRC, let us go to specifically what we are here for. Thanks to you for all of the conversation, but let us go to the just ended meeting today. A few days ago, or a week or two, you joined the most talk about June 7 protest that is expected to come later this year. And today we saw members of those who you joined recently meeting the President of the Republic of Liberia. What's your take on that?
Well, let me be very emphatic on our stand towards the protest. We 100% endorse the protest. We support the protest because it is about the survivability of our country. So we support it 100%. But like I have always said, we are in opposition, but not everything the opposition would do that the EFF would agree with, because we independent organizations. We are not auxiliary to any political party. We are ourselves group of people with with the requisite qualifications and experience, to do whatever we want to do in Liberia, or whether it's governance, whatever for that matter that we want to do in Liberia. I think we have the skill set to be able to do that. So let me erase any perception for anybody that we are auxiliary to any organization. No, we are not auxiliary, we are independent. So most time we like to offer independent positions on issues so that nobody consider us to be non-independent organization. Now, we endorse the protest. Like I said, we support the process because it is about Liberia. It is not about a group of people. So, but like we said during our endorsement statement, there are characters associated with the protest that send out a wrong signal. And the reason why there's too many messages all around the place, that Jefferson Koji, for example, somebody I called uninformed individual, for example, the reason why people say, he going to Africa and bringing people to create instability and all of that, you listen to the recalling or in the embassies of the individual, is simply because they have certain faces around the protest. Their history speak volume. So, people try to prejudge them, about their role in the future. That's the reason why there's too many speculations of instability around the protest. So we said, if this protest would be people sensitive and driven by the people, there are certain people who should take the back seat and allow the ordinary people to express their grievances in terms of what is happening in the country, because they are the direct people who are affected as a result of bad governance in our society. Now, today's meeting, I think we stakeholders in the country, you go into a meeting, I think there needs to be more consultation so that people brainstorm and see the pros and cons of meeting the president, whether it is necessary or it is not necessary. Now, in our opinion, true revolutionaries do not negotiate with the oppressor. Now, we have already considered the president an oppressor of the people. So you cannot go again to discuss with the oppressor. You say the president won, the president is reneging on his responsibility to speak to the missing $25 million issues. You say the president is reneging on his responsibility to take decisive step on the missing $16 billion. You say the president is reneging on his responsibility to look at key issues that boiled around our Constitution. Now, if you then turn around to go negotiate with the very president, it means you yourself have become compromised to some extent, because the president automatically becomes the oppressor. So in revolution, you cannot discuss with your oppressor. Now, we have already have a lot more to say about the government inability to proceed with the governance of the state. So we can't continue to negotiate. Now it's time for action. If you say that you are protesting because you have said a lot more, the government is not listening, you have said a lot more, and the protest is in the supreme interest of the people, then you should not be going to negotiation. Now, they went to meet the president today. Sadly, they never carry anything. And that's some of the things we've been saying, that the protest has got no agenda, even though we endorse it, but there has been no clear agenda for the protest, because you went to sit with the president, and the president is telling you that come with your disagreements and demands. We can talk on the table. We can dialogue on the table. Now, what baffles me is that we are going to protest. We are going to write a petition statement that we are going to issue to this various, friendly government and international partners that are here. Now, today's meeting, look around the table. You find almost all the key players internationally, they were seated around the table. So they have an opportunity to present, what is quote-unquote the demands that the Council of Patriots, crafted in the interest of the country. They should have presented now.
Okay.
If they knew that they were not prepared to cut off the protest, they should have gone with a stronger opinion, a stronger demand, that the president will look at it and say, look, I cannot yield to your demand. At that level, then you say, the meeting ended in dialogue. At that level, you will say the meeting ended in dialogue. You now have the basis to come back to the Liberian people and say, look, we could not have afforded to disrespect the office of the president, so we granted the request of the president to go to a meeting with the president. However, the president refused to talk to us on key issues that boiled around, reinventing the wheel and making the economy much more functioning. So therefore, we will protest. Then you have something to take to the press. But as it stands right now, I do not see anything that the Council of Patriots taking to the press, because the president that you will be demonstrating against, the president said, for example, bring all your demands and we can talk on the table. The second thing the president said, that struck me, and for which I said, you see, it was not necessary for them to have gone to the office of the president to meet with the president to discuss, is that the president said, for example, you are accusing me of undermining the economy, accusing me of doing wrong thing. But here we are. It would take me $400,000 to invest and create more, to invest in the country and create some community role. You are telling me that you will not cut off your protest, and your protest will be national. So it means that I'm going to take $1 million from the already struggling economy to invest in security, because you're requesting for security. Okay. So I'm going to put $1 million in security. So instead of the $1 million going to improve the health sector, instead of $1 million going to Tubman University to improve education for our children, I'm going to put $1 million in the hands of security, so that they provide you security for the protest, because this is what you requested. So the president became hero at that point, because they went there unprepared. So I'm saying to myself,
so you are saying your folks went unprepared? They
went unprepared. So I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. Now, you were going to the president to meet the president to put out the demand in the presence of the international community. What they should have done was they should have prepared a stronger, perhaps 20 counts document that they will put before the president.
But
for example,
you are a part of the system, because you declare your support. Why you could not come up with that idea? Why?
Because they are not consulting. They are not consulted. They believe that there are people who believe they are superheroes. There are people who believe that young people are just stupid group of people, that they can bend roll us to think the way they think. No, those of us from the EFF, we don't think the way they think. We are radical people. We are revolutionaries. We take steps on the basis of revolutionary doctrine. So if you know that you're going to meet the president, like for example, during the Bring Back Our Money campaign, when the religious leader called us to meeting, because we knew that we were not prepared to compromise the Bring Back Our Money campaign, I told my security, for example, go downstairs and call on the base radio. And the security chief called on the base radio that the police were coming to arrest us at the Council of Churches meeting. Because of that call on the base radio, we esconded, the elephants of the Council of Churches and left, the religious leader without listening to them, because we were never prepared to dialogue.
Okay, CRC, I'm coming. Let me take you to some of the things that you said. According to you, in your intro, you talk about the protesters not really going with counts. And recently, the economic freedom fighters that we know, they are fire burning. You have been part of several protests in this republic since President Weah came to power.
I agree.
Why will you decide in this manner to play a bad game in a protest? And I listened to you talking about the protest not having a meaning. Why will you declare your support for a protest that is not coming with any agenda? Why?
This is the situation we've been confronting with them. We have been calling them over and over. We know that this protest is in the best interest of the people. We are saying to you, we are not the organizer of the protest, so we will not jump the gun.
Okay.
Share with us your agenda. We want to know how the protest is going to end. We want to know how many days we are protesting for. We want to know the agenda, the request, the demand you put on the table. We want to know everything so that when we are speaking to the people, we can know exactly what to present to the people. The reason why the EFF has not gone to the community to be able to mobilize the people, we have only instructed, our command structure to do a surface mobilization, is because we do not know the counts of the Council of Patriots.
Wow!
We give for the count of
this is sickening. This is sickening. Why would you join a protest that you don't know the counts?
We joined the protest because we know that it is in the best interest of the people. The economy is bad. There's no job creation in our country. Young people that are graduating from school, there's no access to education. No access to jobs. The medical facilities are very terrible as we speak. There are hundreds of people dying in the hospital because there's no fuel or there's no medication. So we joined the protest because we know there are issues in the country for which we have to protest. But I'm saying to you, the organizers continuously refusing to share with us what their demands are. We do not, as I speak to you, nobody in the Council of Patriots can say this is a demand that we're ready. Evident to that is they went to the president's office without having any accounts that they could present in the presence of the international community. That is evident to say they do not have an agenda. As we speak, there's no information in the public domain as to whether the protest will be for 2 days or will be for 3 days or will be for 4 days. There's no information in the public domain. We cannot continue to hold the public hostage. We must be able to come out clear with information leading to the protest so that all of the stakeholders that are endorsing the protest can have something that they will use to educate the people and prepare them for the protest. But I'm saying to you, what is happening with June 7, it appears that there are a group of people who want jobs, group of people who want their jobs back and they feel angry that perhaps somebody took their jobs and they want their job back, so they have to organize something so that they can be able to put a more demand for jobs.
So that is why you sense it.
No, that's what I'm sensing. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sensing that because up to now we have few weeks to the protest. Stakeholders that are endorsing the protest, and I'm saying to you, I'm speaking to political leaders who don't even have the counts. I'm speaking to political leaders in our country who don't even have the count. I'm speaking to national leaders who also don't have the count. We must be able at the stage to be able to put out our count clear so that international organizations and development partners that are here understand the reason for which we want to protest. But to go to the office of the president without a single document in your hand to only demand for security. You don't need to demand for security. In the first place, your security is already guaranteed by Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution. So what more do you need? You don't need any security. You don't need any follow-up, request for any government to guarantee your security because you already have a security. I mean, look, this is side in revolutionary, we would say this is an act of cowardice, and we will not accept that.
Okay, go ahead.
Someone would say the way you speak, maybe you may have inner motive about the group.
There is no inner motive. We support it. I'm going to Fender tomorrow. I'm going to Fender. I'm going to speak to the student tomorrow at Fender. I'm going out and talking to citizens. But what I'm saying is that we need to coordinate the information that are going out there. We need to have a consolidated message that when we put out there, every one of us are in the fields and stakeholders of the society that are more interested in ensuring that we have a peaceful protest. We can have an information that are consolidated. As I speak right now, we are all campaigning on different messages because there's no consolidated information that we can use to sway the people attention in terms of getting there in the street. Everybody talking their own thing, and this should not be done. All of the protests that we have organized, we make sure that we have, and you journalists, you can account for that. We put out information that you know that this is what we want, this is what we're going to go for, and even if the Council of Churches came to us and said, look, we want to dialogue, we tell you we are not prepared to dialogue. We do not dialogue issues that matter, so much to us. We cannot dialogue with the government when we believe that the hospitals are down. We cannot dialogue with the government when we believe the economy is underperforming. We can't dialogue with the government when we believe our country image internationally has been tainted because foreign partners are writing our government and say, look, what you did to money that we're keeping for projects in the country, taking money without approval, is so demeaning and put it by. Look, things are bad. We agree. There's no way. There's no better way we can put it. Things are bad in the country. Everything that we succeeded in getting a few years back, we are going back to zero. We are derailing the peace. The anger in the country is too much. Everybody's soured. No peace in the heart of the people. So there's reason to protest. Okay. But to have a situation where we will not have a consolidated message to put out there, we leave room for people to believe that we have something on our sleeve. We are leaving room for speculation. We are leaving room for people to be able to infiltrate and say the protest will not be peaceful. We need to have a consolidated message that we can put out there, that even the people we have out there will be able to say, yes, the EFF is prepared, the Council of Patriots prepared, Linsu is prepared, SUB is prepared, and the rest of all of different organizations that are joining the protest and say, look, we have a consolidated message that we can take to the protest. It is important. Okay. But other than that, I say to you, it almost appear like a group of people so angry and they lost their jobs, so they want their jobs, and that's how I appear to me.
I don't want to say. Okay, CRC, let us talk about this. June 7 has been talked about, and people still talking about it, even in and out of Liberia. You coming to this protest, let me ask you this question. Have you had a chance after your declaration to meet with the Council of Patriots? To meet with them and sit to discuss?
We talk with individual members of the Council of Patriots, but not officially because we have fundamental issues. Like I said, we have fundamental issues with some of the characters that are involved. Because, listen, we cannot allow criminals to be negotiating our future. We can't allow that. Those who plundered the resources of our country in time past, who have not by themselves repented, they cannot be the Messiah to be negotiating our future. No, we can do that. I've already said time without number. I don't respect people like Samuel Johnson who flip-flop from one political institution to another in the name of seeking job. I don't respect them. Secondly, there are people we have seen that committed atrocity in our country. Their names are captured in the TRC report. I think we can be doing business with the people because we are saying, for example, we are advocating for the establishment of war and economic crime code. So if we will be advocating for war and economic crime code, then at the same time doing business with perpetrators of the war, then I think it's a slight contradiction on our part. So there are strong positions of the EFF that cannot be negotiated. Okay. That is our position. We can't negotiate that. So if the Council of Patriots believe we have a strong position that we cannot negotiate our doctrine and our policy with a certain group of people, therefore they cannot allow us and to even to even negotiate at a roundtable discussion. It is our business. But if they believe that we can always do as we've been doing, communicating on the phone and strategizing on the phone as usual, we will continue to talk on the phone with our friends.
So it's like the economic freedom fighters of Liberia are, you know, are like, you know, in our common setting, people will say, you know, just passenger on the car. They are not a driver. No, you guys are not drivers.
I agree with you. We are not the organizer, so therefore we are not the driver of the protest. We believe that the protest is good, so we will give our support. Like I said, I'm going out tomorrow. We will begin tomorrow effectively engaging the community. We are not going to wait for them. We are not begging them for resources to do anything. We have our own resources. We're going to use it. We'll use that at our advantage to move. There are people who believe in our credibility and ingenuity. So we're going to be working with them to make sure that the protest is successful. However, we will maintain our position that people around the protest who are not credible, you know, they can't be there. They are very good citizens, you know, that are there part of the Council of Patriots. But you see, it's almost like a decent pastor in a church that believes in fornication. That's how it looks. So there are good people in the Council of Patriots who are placed in the midst of people who mean nothing for the country. They are just renegotiating their jobs, renegotiating their elections, renegotiating opportunity. And we are not going to be in that category. We are going to stand because we believe, one, that the protest is good. We believe, number two, that the protest should be supported. So we are going to do that. And that's what we're going to do beginning tomorrow. We're going to go out. So we maintain our position. Nothing has changed about us. But what we will not take, I repeat, what we will not take is we will not bend our philosophy. We will not bend our doctrine because we have to satisfy a few group of people simply because we are all in the opposition. No. Okay. We are not in the opposition for them. We are in the opposition for ourselves. Because, mind you, in South Africa, the DA is in opposition. The EFF and the rest of the other 45 political parties that participated in the elections in South Africa, they were all in opposition. But they could not agree at some point on every issue. So we are not going to agree with the opposition community on every issue. We're going to have some fundamental disagreement with them because all we want is for our country to be better. That's what the EFF wants. Anything that undermines the peace and stability of our country, the EFF will not support it. Anything that boils around protecting the peace and stability of our country, the EFF will support. So we are clear about that. We don't believe in violence. We believe in using radical approaches to answer our question. And some of those radical approaches we've been talking about is what you witnessed today. If we were in a position, we wouldn't have gone to the executive mansion today to negotiate, knowing that we have already considered the
thank God we have returned to the executive mansion. Yeah. Let us look at the visit to the executive mansion. What's the impact it is going to have on the pending protest?
Let me say this: unless the president and his team do not have a strong team of propagandists, unless they don't have. But the action of the Council of Patriots already undermined the credibility of the protest. I can say that to you, 100%. Because you see why? Like I said previously, here we are, the president is saying, look, I'm not the only person responsible to change the outlook of the economy. Mm-hmm. You in the opposition can do as well. We are not stopping you from bringing opportunity to the people. We are not stopping you from creating jobs. If you bring company, that company can create 2 or 3 jobs. So the president cleverly put his message to them. The second thing is, the president is saying you don't want to dialogue on anything. You're only asking for security. Let agree to build road with cost of $400,000 to do a community road. Or let agree $400,000 can be pumped in, even though I know it is not true. The president was just trying to sugarcoat something. I know that it's not true. Because if he had that money, he should be putting that in Phoebe Hospital that's already closed down. So I know that the president was just sugarcoating something. Okay. Now, but they agree. Okay, let's take it on the face value. The president is saying, okay, $400,000, we could look for $400,000 over the next few weeks to put in the hospital so that we can improve the life of our people. But that $400,000, we will now take it to put in the security sector because you're requesting for security. We need to beef for the security because the protest should be peaceful. Now, what that does is that it sends out a clear message that, one, even us in the opposition, we undermine the economy.
So it was confirmed today. Yeah, your meeting confirmed that.
That's I mean that we in opposition also undermine the economy. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why it was absolutely unnecessary to go to the president when you already know. We've been talking about the $25 million all along on the radio. The president has not taken genuine steps to talk about the $25 million in the audit report. No information from the office of the president. The president has not spoken to the issues of the economy, the stress on the economy over the last few months. No message from the president. The president is silent on almost everything. You know that. Why are you going? Why are you going to sit with them on the table? Are you going because you want to take photo? Look, that's what I said. Most of them, the Hansons, only like taking photo. So they went there for
they went there for photo shoot. And some of you are saying the president is noted for using people to take photos.
I said they went there for photo shoot. Look at the table. The table is beautifully designed for photo shoot. So you see a nice picture coming out. You can't go to a meeting and your only request is for security. If that is
was it wrong? Was it wrong for them to ask the government, their government, to provide security? Was it wrong?
Listen, something is fundamentally wrong.
Okay.
You know that,
what is that?
I'm saying to you, for example, bring back our money. We ran away from the religious leader of the country, from permanent people. We ran away because we never wanted to dialogue the bring back our money campaign. We never wanted to dialogue. Now, we ran away. At the time, anytime when I issued the state of emergency, the government was compelled to call for the dialogue at Berekasa Hotel in the presence of the international community. They asked us, we know that you guys are unwavering, unbending on the issue of having this protest. Can you tell us your route? The government was compelled to provide security. You don't need to negotiate security. No, because we know. The Justice Minister asked me, they said, why you never wrote the Minister of Justice for permit before you proceed with your protest? And I said, period. We cannot write for permit because Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution gave us the opportunity to do so. More to that, Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution is the biggest article in the entire Constitution. It says all free government are constituted by the people. So we are here in the room representing the interests of the people. So we are going to take action tomorrow because of the people. So we don't need to negotiate security further. So what they did, it was a next step on their part. Now, they have joined the group of people to oppress the ordinary people. And this is something the EFL will not take lightly with them.
Okay, Emmanuel, let us look at this meeting. I'm staying with you. What is it you guys are really going to benefit? Is it going to have negative impact on the protest?
Listen to the news headline tomorrow. Listen to the news and listen to the talk show host. Listen to them. Do your own independent judgment, and you will come back to me and say, Emmanuel, you said something that is quite correct.
From your own perspective, what you see coming?
What I'm saying is, the news headlines tomorrow will be interesting because the president offer you an opportunity to present all your demands for negotiation, and you say you don't have demand, you only presented June 7. It undermines the sincerity and the genuine nature of the protest. You know why? Because you are going to protest June 7. We will be protesting June 7. What is it that we are going to be presenting? We are going to be presenting demands. Who are those stakeholders that we will be presenting demands to? The international organization. Were they present in today's meeting? Absolutely, yes, they were present. Why did we not take the opportunity to present our demands? Simply because they went to the meeting unprepared. That's the reason. They went there unprepared, and that was shameful.
And you went to the meeting unprepared because you are a part of the protest.
No, you didn't.
You are in support of it. Yes, you are now a part.
No, I support the protest.
But you are a part.
I'm a part of the protest. I support
then
the
you
protest.
went to the meeting.
No, I didn't go to the
It is not possible for all of you to go. It is not possible for you to go there. We did not see Yeke Koluba. We did not see Yeke Koluba, and you are a part of this pending protest. So it means you went to a meeting without any meeting.
Yeke Koluba or late been doing a lot of mobilization here and there. He too did not go to the meeting. In fact, when I talked to him, he said he would not go in. He advised the guy not to go to the meeting. And yet still they went there. So you did not see the red t-shirt. This red t-shirt represents law and represents genuineness and advocacy. So we believe that we cannot share our red t-shirt with people who are unserious. We can't share the same table with them.
Who are some of those that are unserious?
The government.
The government is very unserious. The government wants to take photos, and they call people to take photos. So we are not interested in taking photos. You see, I'm not handsome, so I don't like photos. Interestingly,
the organizers are saying the protest will not be compromised no matter what.
You said the protest will not be compromised, but you send the wrong signal to the people, and you send the wrong signal to the world. Because I'm still, if you say the protest will not be compromised, I'm still suffering for some indecision here. Because who are we then carrying petition to? if the protest will not be compromised?
The government of Liberia. Let
so
me
the
help.
government and the international community call you to one room.
It wasn't the date. Maybe it wasn't the date.
No. So they had an opportunity to cut off the meeting and say, look, they write the president simple letter and say, thank you, Mr. President, for being peaceful, for being very respectful to the citizens. Unfortunately, we cannot attend your meeting. So what would that do to you? Nothing. It shows no disrespect. All of what they said before the president today, they should have reduced out the communication and just send it to the president and not go to the meeting. All of what they said today. So it was just a waste of time to get the journalists going to the executive mansion to get. Look, I decided to pass around today to see what was happening at the foreign ministry, and I see barrage of security personnel deployed. That was just a waste of time. They really wasted the security time, allowed the government to put in resources in security to get them to go into foreign affairs. It was just a total waste of time today. I mean, I'm so frustrated that group of people who are claiming to be sophisticated and people who are claiming to have come from revolutionary background, that they would be taking such huge missteps. I think I'm so frustrated with that.
You are frustrated.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated, and I think we have to say this so that they would not continue to repeat, what it did.
But you are a part of this now. You have declared your support, so you need to do everything to have it, organized the right way.
So I'm speaking.
Even
now,
if you are not invited.
No, I'm speaking now because I want it to be properly done. That's why we're speaking. We want it to be properly done. Tomorrow you're going to see me out. The reason why I'm going out is because I want to let the citizens know that whatever will be happening on June 7th will be peaceful. However, we do not have the clear agenda of reported, but I'll be out. We do not have
and now here you are telling the word. Here you are telling the word that you are going to campaign to tell Liberians to turn out to protest, and you are not carrying anything tangible. You are not carrying anything tangible. Why will you go out to protest?
We have our own message. The EFF is aware of the challenges in our country. We are not strangers. So
it's that you're going to be, you're just going to be thinking ahead.
We are not strangers to the many problems in our country. No, we are witnesses of the dark functioning system in our country. I say dark functioning because the government is not functioning at all. We have a dead government. The government is not functioning, so it's dark functioning. So we are witnesses of the many occurrences in our country. So we are going to pursue. We're going to leverage on the information that is available to us to move. The reason why you see us sounding red flag every day, you know that there is recalling of people saying that there are people coming from Africa to intrude into the protest to kill people, right?
That is something that we need to confirm.
Yeah, no, but recalling going around.
We need to confirm.
Recalling going around, but we need to confirm.
Have you confirmed that?
No, I'm not interested in finding where they're coming from because I don't know where it's coming from. But there are rumors. There are people going on the radio saying the protest will be chaotic, it will be bloody. All we're doing is we are sending message clearly to the world that yes, we endorse the process. Yes, we believe that this process is in the best interest of our country because Ambassador Weah is not governing the country well. And I think I said it before on VOA that the country is heavy for Ambassador Weah. All he can do is, perhaps call us around the table to dialogue that we prepare here a retirement package so that he leave the presidency for once. I said that on VOA, and I have no apology for that. But I'm saying to you that we are going out to let the people know that there are challenges in our country. However, the Council of Patriots, that is the organization that announced the protest, needs to be earnest to share with the general public the real intent of the protest so that we all come on say. I don't want to be saying something, that they will come tomorrow and say, no, this is not the message we're printing. For example, I can't be out there, creating my own counts. No. The reason why
that's my concern.
Yeah.
You're going to be out there now.
No, we can't be
it's
out
like
there
you're going to be doing it tomorrow. You're going to be doing it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the general economic situation in the country. I'm going to be talking about, health reform. The student body invited me to talk about how we can better the economy, what we need to do to make the protest peaceful, what we need to do to better the health sector, what we need to do to better the education sector. Mind you, the EFF has developed a 300-page document that we call our manifesto. We're building our website. It will soon be on the website. So I'm going to be doing pre-discussion on our manifesto. So we're going to be looking at just not not only the protest on tomorrow, but we're going to be looking at wide range of issues that boil us around the security of our state, that boil us around the economy, that boil around education. So you can rest assured that the information available to us is what we're going to use. But all I'm saying to you is the Council of Patriots needs to do something for us all. And not just me, for everybody. For the citizenry, they need to come up clear with all the count. They need to come up clear with the strategy so that we all can say, look, we are speaking with one voice. So that the EFF cannot come up with count. For example, the Student Unification Party came up with 200 counts. 200 counts will not be the count of the Council of Patriots. We need to consolidate the message that are going out there. That is our concern. Once we do not consolidate the message that are going, all the messages that are going out there, we send a signal that we are pursuing a path that will be violence at the end of the day because there's no clear message. We do not want to be characterized.
And you are part of that.
No, we do not want to be characterized as an organization that want to bring chaos. We want to be characterized by our actions, and our actions speak volumes that we believe in the peace of our country. We know that the government is not performing. We are not going to bend on that. We're going to speak 24 hours. We're going to make sure that we hold the government accountable, to govern, because the people elected them on the basis of the proposal they put forth.
Okay.
Elect me and I'm going to bring the change. We are going to hold them accountable so that the change they promise the people can live in the ambience of the change. Other than that, they can rest assured the EFF will remain unapologetic to the way in which we address our issue. We will remain engaging, we will remain forceful, and nobody will stop the EFF. The next 100 years to come, the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, even in my grave, I will continue to fight. In my grave, I'll continue to fight for Liberia.
All right, folks, if you are just joining us, this is a conversation. It is a conversation we are having with the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, CRC, the Commander-in-Chief, and we are speaking about the upcoming protest. And today, meeting with the President of the Republic of Liberia. I'm here along with my own friend and brother, Chokon Fama, I get it, okay, from Fabric. We are here talking about scores of issues. So if you're just joining us, this is a conversation, so you need to listen, get your points, and make your comments, So, folks, again, let us continue. Seriously, this is now an honor-cover protest that is pending because there's no clear agenda. Even we in the media, we cannot tell the public how many days your protest is going to last for. We can only tell them the protest will last for days. So it is now a clear honor-cover protest. What do you think your supporters, those who you depend on to join you on June 7, will be thinking?
What I'm calling on them not to be carried away by the propaganda from the government. I'm calling on them to be resilient, to be much more engaging. We would engage the process. So now you just confirmed to me, because you are in the media, you are involved in most of the investigations. You cover all the hot spots in the news in the town. So you are now telling me there's no clear agenda for the protest because you don't even have the information.
You now have your protest is days.
You don't have information, and the media should be now in the agenda should be in the possession of the media for now, so that the media can be able to analyze it critically. But we cannot have our issue from the public. Doing so, it means we are cowards. Because we need to put our message clear.
And you have proven that. You have proven that.
I'm saying doing so, it means that we are cowards.
Yeah.
If the Council of Patriots will have the issues from the people, from the media, it means we are cowards. It means we are cowards. We need to come clear to tell the Liberian people that we are going to protest, and our protest will last for 1 week. Our protest will last for 2 days, so that we prepare the circuit of the people. We do not need to take the people by surprise. Taking them by surprise will lead to violence. Taking them by surprise to say the protest will go for 4 or 5 days, it will lead to violence. You cannot in any way suppress. There are people who support the protest, and there are people who do not support the protest. We need to come clear to educate our people. The different radio appearances we're having, the different community engagement we're having, we need to educate the people and let them know that, look, we are prepared for the protest, and we're going to have it for 1 week, we're going to have it for 2 weeks, and here are the agenda. But other than that, there's no agenda. We just, part of the process.
Then why you accuse the government of, saying the June 7 protest has no agenda? Previously, you accused the government.
What I said, the government is I said the organizers don't have an agenda.
Yeah, I'm talking about some of their members recently when the government requested for names, that is those who would take responsibility, and also talking about to make the protest clear. Folks were saying that the government is doing everything to damage your protest.
No, if people will argue that because the government do not have an agenda, then the protesters should not have an agenda, then you see, that sounds so stupid because we cannot be criticizing the government for running the country amateur way, in an amateur manner, without any clear agenda. Then we ourselves that proclaim that we have solutions to the ongoing problems in our country don't equally have an agenda. You see, I mean, that's funny. We do not believe in that. That's why the EFF, as organization, we have an agenda.
Okay.
We have an agenda. Every institution should have an agenda. Every revolutionary mission should have an agenda. When Charles Taylor came here, he had an agenda. Everybody should have an agenda. So why are you comparing yourself, with the government because the government don't have an agenda? Because the government is underperforming, so you yourself should underperform.
You should underperform.
You yourself should underperform. Because the government is not doing anything to better the lives of the people. So you yourself, as opposition, should not do anything to better the life of the people. You see, that's how funny it is. That's why I have said continuously, we do not have political actors in our country. We have a group of people with commercial mentalities and job-seeking mentality. We have election-based organizations in Liberia. We don't have political parties.
And you have agreed to support some of them.
Whoa.
I'm talking about the economic freedom fighters. You just declare your support for the pending protest that has the protesters who have the planners who have not presented their accounts.
No, I like your conversation because you keep bringing something that I've said over and over. We are endorsing this process not because of them. We endorse this process because of the people. The EFF is a grassroots organization. Anything that undermines the economic well-being of grassroots, we must stand up to fighting for the interests of the people. And the reason why we're standing up is because we feel that the grassroots are injured by the underperformance of the government, so therefore we have to stand in. So that's the reason why we're there. We are not there because they don't have an agenda. The EFF do have an agenda. If we're looking for an agenda, we look at our agenda. Our agenda remain uncompromising and remain non-negotiate, remain in a corridor of government, and will not negotiate that. We submitted our agenda to the government. We have not requested for meeting with the government. Okay. We have not done so. We submitted. For example, we said to the government, look, you say the country, the citizen will not be spectator in their own economy. Any contract below $10 million, don't give it to foreigners. Give it to Liberian companies. That was one of the requests. One of the accounts we presented to the government. We said that clearly, and we are not prepared to negotiate that. Because if you say Liberians will not be spectator in the economy, you must take progressive steps that puts the economy in the hands of Liberians. So we did that. So we have a very clear agenda that we presented. Even at that, we have not requested a meeting with the president. We have not done so because we believe the president and the government, they are currently serving as a master of the oppressors. They are suppressing the people, they are oppressing the people, they are undermining the people's lives. So therefore, there is no reason why we should be requesting for meeting with them.
Okay.
So you see, so we are different. We are different. We are structural organizations.
Yeah, Choco, you can go on.
So in spite of all of this, after June 7, what do you hope to see? What the EFL hope to see for the government of Liberia?
Before June 7, we want to see a reduction in the death that is currently occurring at GFK. Before June 7, we want to see a reduction in the death that is occurring at VB, Renee Hospital, Doma Hospital. Before June 7, we want to see the economy, a new projection that says that, look, our economy is not growing up to 3 to 4%. Before June 7, we want to see that. Before June 7, we want to see the government, we want to see the president restructuring his cabinet. Because there are too many unqualified people in his cabinet. Too many people who don't even know their function. They don't even understand a TUR. They are in the president's cabinet. He needs to restructure his entire cabinet. Before June 7, we need to see that. After June 7, we still need to see that. We need a better Liberia. And that's what the EFF is standing for.
All right, thank you. It's been a very beautiful time talking to the Liberian people, both home and abroad. But, you know, we're going to continue with conversations like this, like what we have in here. But, you know, before we go, after talking more about the coming protest, yeah, I want us to, you know, go deep into government. Of recent, we have been seeing our government, you know, we have been seeing our government's name in all international media, or should we say international partners complaining of the of our government. The most recent one are the nine international partners accusing the government of taking their money out, and also the World Bank coming out with a letter saying that they took their money, they should bring back the money, and in that letter it also said that they stole computers. No. Why are you laughing?
The World Bank, you see,
why?
The World Bank
I'm coming. Just allow me. Allow me learn. The World Bank talk about there are 3 million, and also computer worth about 30,000. What's your take on these two international issues?
Well, I think our country image is under attack internationally, simply because we have a group of people who don't understand what real governance is. The second thing is that, you see, it was just essential that we launched the Bring Back Our Money campaign, because the World Bank also launched the Bring Back Our Money campaign. That letter represents a campaign by the World Bank to bring back their money.
They have reactivated their campaign.
Yeah, so they reactivated. So as we demanding for the government to make clear information, available information concerning the $25 million, the World Bank also asking, look, you got to bring back our money. But in all fairness, we are in deeper trouble. Our country image is seriously under attack, and I believe that's what I said on VOA, and I will say that again every time. You know, we need to find a way to honorably retire the president. We need to find a way. You know,
has he reached the retirement age?
He needs to take a bold step. You see, when you're a leader of a country and you see that the people are suffering, the people are dying, you can take a bold step to say, look, for the sake of the ordinary people, let me take a bold step to say I'm quitting power. You can do that. I will be one of those who will say, Mr. President, what is your interest? Let's work on your interest. Saying you want to retire, let's work on your interest. And then we can prepare his interest. Maybe perhaps he's afraid that when he steps aside, we will take the 49 unit from him and make it part of the graduate school program, you know, when use it for the graduate school. Maybe he's afraid. So, okay. but we can find a way to dialogue on that. If that is what he wants, we can dialogue, you know, just to make sure that he's comfortable. But the way in which the country is going, I think the president is unable to lead the country. I've been very frank. If the president wants to show leadership, like I said the last time, you know, in one of my public appearances, and I think he needs to reach out for his government, because there are too many unqualified people. People like, I always say, for example, the foreign minister, what is the role? What is the role of the foreign minister? I don't see the foreign minister going to international functions and adequately representing the country. I think there are issues. I see, you know, people from the finance ministry, you know, who by themselves have no history of doing anything substantial with global financial institutions. They are there at the Ministry of Finance, so they don't understand what monetary policy is, but they are there. So many issues. I think the president need to find comfort in reshuffling the government to give us the kind of administration that will inspire confidence and make the people believe in our government once again, or in our country. Right now, there are Liberians who just believe that living here is totally useless, because you know they don't seem to understand what is going on in our country. And at times I wonder. You see, Big Bear water is even coming back on the market. This is appalling. You know, we can't be going back to our dark days. We can't be going back to those days that I would say we need not to remember those days. But that's what is happening. It just suggests that the country is bad.
Okay. So quickly from my end, if absolutely nothing is being done now to mitigate many of the situations in the country, the escalating U.S. raid and the high prices of commodities, and after the June 7 protests and all of that, what do you foresee if the country continues on this trajectory?
Like I said, we will not alter the democracy. We will not do anything that will bring about chaos. We will do what we can do in the ambience of the Constitution to effectuate the change we want. But I can say to you, like I said on VOA, if the president deems it necessary going forward that the economy is not performing and Liberians are not getting jobs, things are going bad, he can peacefully resign his post as president. But if the president refuses to act in this regard, we will do what we can do. Like I said a few days ago to my executive committee, all the Central Revolutionary Council, we have already developed a 3-year plan. And the 3-year plan is entitled the EFF roadmap, to ending George Weah presidency. So ending
George Weah presidency.
Yeah, the EFF.
In what term?
We through the democratic means. Yeah, through democratic means. We are going to do what we can do, mobilize the mass of the people, and then at the appropriate time we're going to effectuate the change we want. We're going to get it out of power through the democratic means.
But 3 years from now, 3 years from now, returning would not be any.
Well, 3 years from now, 3-4 years from now, we are in the election period. This is 2 years. We have a 6-year presidency. So 3 to 4 years from now, we should be going to elections. So when we are going to election, what matters is the number. So we are prepared. We have already developed our plans. Our plan is to educate the citizen and put them in a better position so that by 2023 we can vote Ambassador Weah out of power, because we cannot afford to have a situation of the past. I mean, experiencing a very tough time, honor him for 6 years, and wanting to see another 6 years honor him, it will just be chaotic. So all we can do is to be able to just work with the citizen and get him out of power.
Okay. We hope Emmanuel, the CRC, will one day serve his country under the Weah's administration.
World, let me send this message 100% to everybody who believe that I'm going to take job from Mr. Weah. No possibility at all. Not even a cabinet minister job I want for him. I don't want anything for him. I am only going to seek a mandate, political mandate from the people. Because you see, I want to be in my usual fire-burning mood, fighting for the people, ensuring that there's total economic liberation in our country. I want to have that freedom. I don't want a situation where tomorrow when I speak to the president, say, hey, you are fired because you're speaking against my government. So I'm going to be seeking an opportunity from the people, to go to the legislature. I think that is fair for me, but thinking about having a job in the executive branch of government under Mr. Weah, I think it's the least thing in my imagination. I don't even imagine that. I see that as a mood, to celebrate with the devil.
What? To work in your country's government is a mood of celebrating the devil?
I see that as a move to celebrate with the devil.
Why? Before we go, you need to better explain this to the Liberian people and the international community. Why? Why will you degrade our government to that level?
I said I don't want to work in the government.
But if you don't want to work, why will you think that way? Do it so.
Compromising our doctrine. The doctrine of the EFF is a stronger doctrine in the world.
So the doctrine says you should not work in government?
Not work with the oppressor. That's what the doctrine says. Wow. So if I go work in the government, it means I'm working with the oppressor.
So he's a devil.
I said doing so. An act of taking job from the government is an act of celebrating with the devil.
So meaning he's the devil.
I said
he's the devil.
What do you want me to say?
I'm asking. The president is the devil.
No, I said the act of taking job. The act of taking job
from the oppressor.
From the oppressor is an act of celebrating the devil. I don't.
The devil is giving you the job.
So I don't do that.
So you agree that he's the devil.
The government bureaucracy has become a devil for the people.
Wow.
So working in such a bureaucracy, it suggests that you're celebrating with the devil. So we don't do that. It's against the doctrine. It's against the norm of an institution. We don't do that.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's been a lengthy time, but before we take leave of you, many thanks to our followers. Many thanks to you. You are very important. Though some of you are agree and disagree, this is part of it. So we want to say thank you very much for the time, Honorable CRC. We hope to meet you, and this will continue with other leaders of our country, whether you are in government or wherever you are. We will reach out to you and make sure that the Liberian people get your point. So what we're taking home today is the protest, the June 7 protest has no agenda yet. Until they publish their agenda, we don't have any agenda. We're taking that home, and others who will be coming will take that home. But before we take leave of you, Chief, what will you say to the Liberian people before we meet again?
I say to them, let them be inspired by what we say. Let them be inspired. Let them come and join the EFF, because for us, we don't sugarcoat things. We believe in the masses. We believe in the interests of the people. So we don't sugarcoat things. I want everybody to come and join the EFF. I mean, becoming a member of the EFF only to inspire you to love your country, to think rightly. We are radicalizing the young people to stand for the truth, and that's what we're going to do. But they can be assured that we will do everything to rally the people. We will rally the people for the June 7 protest. But let me send this message to all Liberians. Not because the EFF is in the opposition, it means the EFF will take all the nonsense from the opposition. No, the EFF will not take everything from the opposition. If you call yourself opposition leader, you do something that undermines the country future, we will get at you. Because what we stand for is for the country. We don't stand for individual. We stand for the country. We will only work with people who care more for the country. Not people who believe that they are self-centered, not people who believe that everything should be about them. No, we are not going to celebrate them. So that you can be assured that we will do our best to be as independent as possible. We will appreciate anything the opposition community will do that will be in the best interest of the country. Anything both the opposition community and the government will do that undermines the economic life of the people, you can rest assured. The EFF is going to stand in the throat of everybody.
Honorable Yake Koluba finally joined the Alternative National Congress. So what's your take on that? Yake Koluba is now with the ANC. The ANC of Arizona Commission.
But I got a little, he's my friend, but I got a little bit confused. Because a few days ago he joined the full collaborating political party, then another few weeks later on he joined the ANC. I got a little bit confused in between that. But he has finally found a political home. Perhaps it's still that the opposition, the full collaborating political parties are not working together. That's why he decided to go to one. So I don't have issue with that. I appreciate the fact that he has found a political home.
Okay.
I appreciate that. But one thing I know is that the rest of the other people, the Liberians that believe in independent organization, they will now begin to come to the EFF. That as people are pulling in already to the EFF, I appreciate the fact that you guys came, and we look forward to many of these kinds of conversation that bowl us around making our country democracy, the democracy of the world. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Chukum, this is it. We are through with it. So just to go, would you like to just end up before we go?
Yes, wherever you are right now watching this live feed, I hope you got many of the things. The Commander-in-Chief, the CIC, I haven't heard that for a long time. Just recently I started hearing that again. So it was wonderful.
It was
with
great.
me and James Uben conversation with the CIC. This is my first encounter with him. And so it was an incredible.
Great.
It is. Wow. All right, Chukum, it was good. It was good having you. I'm sorry, guys, you're not going to see us. We are behind the camera. Different day, you're going to see us. We remain behind the camera until that time. So I love you all. Like the page, or just follow me if you want to get more information. And many thanks to you for your support, for watching, for sharing and commenting. Thank you very much. We will be coming to you live the next time. I love you all.